green with vision. For vision, more fine lace, you can still bring your stuff. Yeah. This big Giants talking New York with a skyline bleeds. Basketball dreams in the football seas. Got a mic in the hand and a vision that feeds. In the fantasy realms where the ghost dog leads. He's a shadow on the court and a phantom on the field. Timberland stomping, truth never concealed. Got my podcast lit, each story revealed. Talk Ryan legends and hoops that appeal.
Yeah. It is your boy GhostDog here at GhostDog's Big Talk, because we talk big like a giant as we break down the science and the football mathematics like a Mayan. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is my preseason game 2, Giants versus Jets, aka the Snoopy Bowl. Straight belt to ass. And I said it, ladies and gentlemen. I said it on the Aboriginal Sports Network. It was a stream the other day with TP Way. I told him it was going to be belt to ass. If you haven't checked that out, make sure you make your way over there. Subscribe if you are new to the channel as well. You know what I'm saying? I'll leave the link in the description for it. However, we talking about this recap. Oh man. Look. Offense with plenty of defense involved, okay? I'm going to say it one more time. Offense with plenty of defense involved. And that was just how it went last night, ladies and gentlemen. Straight up and down, man. Like the first teamers, the starters, you know what I'm saying, played very well. Clean pockets. I'm loving what I'm seeing from the offensive line right now. Kept Russ up. Speaking about Russ, beautiful passing catch to Bo Collins. Bo Collins is going to make this team because he's got no problem showing out for whoever's throwing him the ball, whether it's Russ, whether it's Dart, whether it's Jameis. So pay attention. He's going to make this team. He's absolutely going to make this team. You know, and as I said, I said I was going to be paying attention to this offensive line. What I saw out of Bo, okay, that young man is going to be starting sooner rather than later. No doubt about it. We finally got to see Evan Neal at the guard position as well. Look, better late than never, I suppose. Should have been happened. I haven't seen this offensive line have this much continuity, right? This much synergy in a long time. And that's going to be fundamental. Because it's always about the trenches. It's always about trench control, right? Point of attack, as Born for Sports would like to say. Shouts out to Born for Sports. So absolutely, man. Look, we put up numbers last night. And it was because the offensive line was able to perform. Right? Russ showed out. He did his thing. He had a little bit of an interception there. That was a miscommunication between the receivers, though. However, it's neither here nor there. Offense as a whole showed out, like I said. Hyatt even had a couple plays. Beautiful pass, catch, and, nice little scramble up by the sideline, pushed out. Had another situation where he was overthrown. I want to see more. I just need to see more. They kind of had him running between the ones and the twos. So there's that at least. Call me crazy. I don't think he really has to worry too much about a roster spot. I think I don't know why. We'll see, though. I don't think they're not ready to let him go for whatever reason. So just keep an eye. Outside of something crazy, I think he's okay. Regardless of them not utilizing how I think they should be. Shouts out to NYG for calling it out, man. He's right. I'm starting to have my doubts about the wide receiver coach and coaching in general. That's the main. We've been harping on that for a while, but whatever. Good things happened last night, so let's talk about that. Rushing, Tyrone Tracy, man, looking great. But however, I said his name a couple times last time. I'm gonna say it some more. Turbo Miller was getting all the way busy. No nonsense. I don't know why Singletary is still on this team. Blown gasket, motor, whatever his nickname is, he's got to go. He's just got to go. Eric Gray got to go. Look, 3 running backs right now for me is Tyrone Tracy, Scatterbo, and last but certainly not least, Turbo Miller. He needs to make the team as well. No nonsense. Oh, man. And these receivers, it is like a 3-man race going on right now with these receivers. Montrell Washington, Bo Collins, Lil Humphrey, right? Now we got Juice Wells making an appearance, making moves, making plays. So there's going to be a situation, man. They're going to have to really figure things out with these pieces here, man. And it's a good problem to have. It is a great problem to have. You feel me? Absolutely, absolutely. Couple more things, though. A couple poo-poos on the offense. We got to figure out how we can run it up the middle. We just have to figure it out, because that quarterback sneak stuff at the goal line is going to get old very quick. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't think we have the ponies yet up the middle and this offensive line, because we're great at pass protection. I'm going to give them all of that. The run, though, however, is just for some reason they're not figuring it out. And it might be because of the scheme, because Dabo is not really like a run-first type of offensive guy. However, that quarterback sneak stuff, it's going to get old quick and it's going to get somebody hurt. And not to say that Jackson Dart, and we'll get into that, ain't a footballer. But I want this young man to be preserved and have a long, no problems, healthy career. So we need to figure that out. We need to figure out running it up the middle. We need to figure out goal line situations. The third and shorts, man, it's gotta be more of a comfortable feeling being at a third and inches than what it has been in for these past few seasons. It just has to fix itself. It's got to get figured out. You know what I'm saying? Another thing here, got the notes over here. Just good stuff, man. Good stuff all around. Great stuff as far as like them figuring out the talent on this roster. Oh, man. And, let's get into Jackson Dart, though, however, right? Because that's the meat and potatoes of this video, really. Because, look, I've said it plenty before. I had my doubts about this young man. And I had my reasons, even though I had him in my top 3, my quarterbacks coming out this year. Didn't have Cam Ward in the conversation, obviously. He wasn't within reach. But my 3 are as follows with Shador, Jalen Milroe, and last but certainly not least, Jackson Dart, a.k.a. New Jack City Dart. Okay? Looking poised. Complete control of the offense. Making, change up at the line of scrimmage. It just looked like he had no issues, man. It's like a duck to water. It's like, a fish just swimming. Like it was just a bird flying, a leopard just running in the freaking plains of Africa. He just has no problems like transitioning to this offense. And it's, I got to credit to Dabo because I'm starting to notice here, shouts out to NYG, shouts out to Pat. They've called this out for a while now, and it's becoming more and more noticeable. If Dabo don't like you, you're not going to get the best out of him. I just feel at this point. I just think that man's ego is, not to derail the situation into anything negative. However, I have to point this out. It just seems like that man's ego just gets into in the way of things more often than it should. You feel me? So I think that's what has to a part of it. Like, Jackson Dart is his favorite. And just notice how the play calling was, the tight ends got involved when Jackson Dart was there. Theo Johnson made a dope catch with some yak yards attacks. Dulcich Just a beautiful layer throw right over the middle into Dulisic's hands and just let him do the rest. Touchdown. Okay? And that's great. I want Jackson Dart to be nurtured and taken under the wing, if you will. However, I want that with all the other players on this team that has just as much, if not more, potential. So that's where I'm at with it, man. Jackson Dart, rushing touchdown. The kid is physical. Kid is accurate. He's just comfortable in this offense. Again, shouts out to Dabo. It's his favorite. It's my only little negative there, However, does that mean I want him to start anytime soon? Absolutely not. I want Russ to finish the majority of this season. Let that young man just stew and marinate, and just for when he's ready, he can just look even better than what he's looked like in these preseason games when he starts. I have no doubts no more. Outside of something catastrophic happening like this young man, sky's the limit. Because I'm loving what I'm seeing. And I don't need nobody making no Josh Allen comparisons. Poo-poo to all that nonsense. Let New Jack City Dart be New Jack City Dart. Let him be himself. No Josh Allen lights. Forget all that Fugazi shit, bro. I'm tired of that nonsense. That's why I want Singletary out of here. I don't want nothing connecting us to Buffalo no more, man. I'm just the whole nepotism nonsense is just, I'm over it. So let New Jack City Dart be New Jack City Dart. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. And yo, as I said, man, it's just a different energy in the building. Because look, we was up. New Jack City Dart went out. Jameis Winston came in and got busy too. Nice little rushing touchdown on his belt. Had a little bit of a situation there where drop pass or what have you. But yeah, no, he did things too, and I want him on this team as well going forward. We need that energy guy, and he is that. And he could get busy at the quarterback position too. He had a nice catch there to Crambe, I think the kid's name is. Beautiful catch. That was dope on the sideline right there, close to the goal line. Yeah, nah, man. Definitely. You love to see it. It's just a different vibe now with this offense. And Tommy DeVito, no offense, man, he's got to go too. And, nothing but peace be the journey for that young man. Wish nothing but the best. We don't need to go into this season going forward quarterbacks, though. It's just not necessary. So, nothing but the best for that young man. He did some things, but, ultimately ended up in an interception, which pretty much sums up kind of like his experience here. It's been more downs than up. So, yeah, no, that's what I feel about this offense. Just completely on the up and up. I'm loving what I'm seeing. A couple things that need to work, like I said, especially with those interior linemen with the rush. Pass protection, pockets were clean. Okay? Now going to the strength of this team, the identity, if you will, the defense. Now, some of the things problems, if you will, that we've had in the past kind of rear their ugly head. We lack a little bit of a talent when it comes to the depth on the defensive side of the ball. Absolutely. And it kind of showed when the thirds and the fours were out there. I just need this defensive backfield to stay healthy, especially at the corner position. Expect this defense to really rely on a lot of 3 safety looks if things go crazy with the cornerbacks. However, I saw Flout out there. He did pretty good against Garrett Wilson, made a nice play with a batted pass. So, there's some things to look forward to. And, I'm still not out on Banks despite my worries. So, yeah, no, we have one more game. I expect them to get it together back there. Tyler Nubin is hurt, but he'll come back. Belton was out there. Holland was out there. They were doing things. Shouts out to Musau too, man. He's behind Obabio. They wasn't getting too crazy when he was out there either. And I'm paying attention, bro, because we need this run defense to get where it needs to get, because it's going to be a problem in our division if we can't get it to where we need to get it. So we got to pay attention to those depth players that when our starters aren't in there, like a Dex or a Nacho or a Bobbio or a McFadden, we need to be reassured that those second, those third dudes, they can hold the line, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was looking at as well. It's just, like I said, when the third and fourths came out, it was like, oof, it's getting a little crazy. Just got a little crazy, but they held the line. They held it together. The score speaks for itself. We had a nice takeaway from an interception from Page. So I expect a lot more of that as well this year. More takeaways, more interceptions, more fumbles, especially with players like Bobbio and Javon Holland, constantly hitting the ball, trying to get it knocked loose. Expect a lot of that this season, man. And these guys were hustling out there. They were hustling. Ford was out there making plays. He's another name that, is going to start sticking out the closer we get to roster cutout date. So there's that. Also, man, look, for the KT haters, he was getting busy as well. Come on, man. Stop hating that young man, bro. Burns was getting busy. Oh, man. Abdul Carter. He had his welcome to the league rookie moment. Chip followed up by a chip by a tight end, followed up by a pancake from the tackle. Oh, man. Let that young man earn his, though, okay? I need that. I need that humbling experience because it gives him more drive and hunger to okay, we can't have this happen again. So you need that. And I love to see it. Regardless if it was like a viral situation, and it was expected to be. I mean, come on, it was a good play on you, Abdul Carter. Great play, actually. They stopped you. So, yeah, no, man. I expect this defensive line to just absolutely cause chaos. However, we need to be able to stop the run. You have to be able to earn to be able to pin your ears back and rush the quarterback, as they say. You got to be able to earn that. And you do that by stopping a Saquon Barkley in Philly. You do that by stopping an Eckler. And I want to say the last kid's last name is Rodriguez down there with the Commanders, Same thing with the Cowboys, whoever they got running in the backfield now. So, some great things, a couple things that need some work. However, as I said at the beginning, straight belt to ass to the Jets in the Snoopy Bowl. The trophy will be sitting on our side of the stadium, if not in the Quest Diagnostic Center itself. Okay, I better not ever hear no nonsense about no Jet Life bullshit. Stop it. Enough. You know what I'm saying? Worry about what's going on over there. Take the ass whooping and keep it pushing, Jets fans. It's just like, between the media, don't let the media gas y'all, bro. Y'all got the new head coach. Hopefully Justin Fields is the dude, though. That's all I'm going to say with that. And not that I have, I'm pushing for the young man because I want to see that young man succeed because of what he's gone through. But is he the answer? Is he going to be the quarterback that Garrett Wilson needs? However, that's a situation for y'all to figure out. You know what I'm saying? Enough of this Jet Life stuff. Enough of this. Oh, Giants just try. Stop it. Y'all the little bros. So let this ass whooping be a reminder of that. 31-12. Had Tommy DeVito out there making y'all defense look stupid. Crazy. But that was my recap of the Snoopy Bowl, the preseason game 2 against the Jets. Man, as a Giants fan, I haven't been this excited in a long long time. So, Giants fans, rejoice. For the darkness is finally starting to dissipate. And the future looks so bright. That being the case, if you are new to the channel, if you feel the vibe, make sure you hit that subscribe. If you appreciate the way I spit on the mic, make sure to smash that like. And I'm going to give y'all a big blue salute. And peace.
From the shadows of Metlife to Mike's last track, GhostDog repping Big Blue, never looking back. Podcast sales, that's deep in the fog. Gridiron echoes follow the phantom dog. Jersey glows under moonless skies, fades with the beat, but never truly dies. He barks once loud, a New York anthem blast, that vanishes like stories to podcast pass.
This is a GhostDog mixtape original.